I found out my husband was my mom's secret sugar baby. So I made them both pay. So I, 28F, thought I had the perfect marriage. My husband, 31M, was everything a girl could want. Smart, funny, ambitious, and let's be honest, fine as hell. And my mom, 52F. She adored him. Like almost too much. She'd call him handsome, touch his arm, laugh a little too hard at his jokes, but I brushed it off. I mean, she's my mom. What could possibly happen, right? Well, I found out what happened. Because my husband wasn't just close to my mom. He was her sugar baby.
Yeah.
My husband was sleeping with my mom for money that I met Ryan 31M for years ago. We worked at the same marketing firm. He was charming, flirty, confident, the kind of guy who could make an entire room turn their head when he walked in. We started dating, and things moved fast. Within a year, we got married. He was my dream man, or so I thought. We struggled financially after the wedding. Ryan lost his job, and I was working overtime to keep us afloat. My mom offered to help out, sending money here and there. I thought she was just being generous. Until one day, I noticed something weird that my mom started acting different. She'd text him way more than me. Send him funny memes, reminders, even random selfies with captions like, "Just finished my workout. Feeling young again, winking face." When I'd ask about it, she'd laugh and say, "Oh, honey, I'm just teasing him. You know I love him like a son." But then came the gifts. Brand new watch? From mom. Designer shoes? Mom again. A new laptop? You guessed it. Mom just wanted to help him get back on his feet. Something in me started to ache. It didn't feel right. One night, I went to grab Ryan's phone to order food, and a notification popped up. From mom. It said, "Can't stop thinking about last night. You drive me wild." I froze. I opened the messages, and my whole body went numb. There were months of texts. Flirty ones. Explicit ones. Voice notes. Pictures, her in lingerie, him shirtless in our damn house. And worst of all, a bank app notification. My mom had been sending him money. Thousands. That's when it hit me. My husband wasn't just cheating on me. He was being paid to cheat on me by my own mother. And that night I decided, if they wanted to play dirty, I'd play dirtier. I didn't confront them right away.
No.
I smiled. Acted normal. Because the best revenge? It's quiet. Calculated. I started collecting evidence. Screenshots, receipts, transfers, timestamps. Then I made a fake email pretending to be an anonymous woman who knew what they were doing, just to see how they'd react. My mom freaked out, texted me about how some crazy person was spreading rumors. Ryan got paranoid, started deleting messages, changing passwords, staying up late. That's when I knew. I had them both exactly where I wanted them. Oh, now I'm planning it. The big reveal. The party, the timing, everything. Because I'm not just going to expose them privately. I'm going to make sure everyone they know sees the truth. The only question is, do I destroy them separately or together? Because either way, when I'm done, they'll wish they never met me. Part 2. So last time I told you I found texts, voice notes, and bank transfers proving my husband was getting paid by my mom to sleep with her. This is the part where I stop hiding and start exposing.
Cold. Public.
Surgical. They thought silence would protect them. They were wrong, that I didn't go nuclear impulsively. I planned. Because revenge that's loud and sloppy gets framed as drama. Revenge that's quiet, document-backed, and timed to the perfect audience looks like truth. What I did, step by step. I archived everything, screenshots, voice notes, bank transfer screenshots, a dozen timestamp messages, and photos. I stored them off my phone in multiple places, cloud plus USB. I created a short, clean timeline PDF, Rachets_transfers_2019-2024. With dates, amounts, and context, so it couldn't be brushed off as fake. I quietly reached out to 3 people who mattered. My husband's sister, who'd always liked me, my mom's best friend, who'd noticed the odd gifts, and a cousin who managed the family group chat. I didn't accuse, I asked, "Would you look at something and tell me if it seems off?" That made them witnesses. I set the stage. My mom was hosting a family and friends brunch to celebrate my promotion. Perfect crowd, perfect optics. Quick PSA. If you're documenting abuse or betrayal, keep digital copies in multiple safe places and get a witness or two. Calm plus proof beats theatrics. The brunch was horsehair and linen. My mom was radiant, wearing that look how giving I am smile. My husband was charming and a little too close to her hand. People were posting stories. Cameras were out. I walked in carrying a dessert I'd made, classic passive stealth move. I sat down, hugged my mom, kissed my husband, all calm, all normal. They relaxed. That's when I did the small things to ensure the room watched me. I casually asked if anyone had heard from Aunt June. She was supposed to be there but had a last-minute call. Aunt June was one of my quiet witnesses. She was already in the back with my PDFs. I made a short, heartfelt toast about family and honesty, the kind of innocent lead-in that would make anyone think I was the wronged, emotional daughter. Then I pivoted. I picked up the mic. I'd volunteered earlier to help with music so the mic handoff would be natural, and said, very simply, family matters to me a lot. So does honesty. Before we eat, I want to share something important. Not to humiliate, but because truth matters. I hit play. Speakers filled with voice notes. My mom's voice whispering, just send him the 100, I need to see you later. Then another file of my husband saying, I'll be there, I love you. Screenshots flashed on the TV. Bank transfer confirmations with memos like, for you, smiley face. And then the text where my husband asked for a new watch and my mom replied, ordered it, baby. The room froze. My mom's face went white. People started whispering. My husband mouthed, what the hell? And reached for my hand, uselessly. I left the files open on the TV and walked up to the table. I looked everyone in the face, and I said, with the calmest voice I've ever managed, if you have to pay someone to be with you, you don't love them. You buy them. And I deserve better than to be bought around the same table I was raised at. If you're watching this like that's savage, it worked because it was public, factual, and timed. People defend private secrets, but they can't defend a bank transfer on a screen. What happened next was shockingly surgical. My husband tried to deny everything. He stammered, said it was complicated, pleaded for privacy. But it was on a screen. Even his sister's face dropped. She'd seen the receipts. My mom went into damage control mode, cried, called it a misunderstanding, accused me of betrayal. But texts don't lie. People started taking sides. A few family friends quietly left the brunch. My uncle refused to look at my mom. My husband's career contact, who had been at the table, excused himself mid-event and made a call that I'd later find out started some professional rumors. Best part? Someone recorded the tail end of the clip and posted it to the private family chat. Screenshots leaked. By the evening, the scenes were all over our small social circle. My mom called to beg me to delete the files and not do this. I told her calmly I'd sent copies to one person she respected and to one woman at her country club who'd once donated in her name. My husband's agency called him in. He was suspended pending an inquiry, no physical violence, just loss of trust and immediate reputational damage. My mother's social sponsors pulled back on a fundraiser she had been headlining. They didn't want the mess. My family was fractured. House lines opened. My parents started a hushed divorce conversation that my mom wanted to keep private but was now public. Real talk. I don't celebrate their pain. I do celebrate that I reclaimed agency. I turned secrecy into evidence, and evidence into outcomes. Did I go too far? Was it harsh? Maybe. Did I ruin people I once loved?
Yes.
But their choices were recorded. I kept a boundary. I never targeted anyone innocent, kids, neighbors, the charities. I aimed at the adults who chose the lies. At the end of the day, I took the stage they used to control narratives and showed the receipts. They got consequences, social, financial, emotional, and I got something I hadn't felt in a long time. Control. Part 3. So remember how I, 25F, exposed my mom's affair at a family brunch?
Yeah.
I thought the drama was over after she threw a mimosa at me and stormed out. I was wrong. So wrong. Because my mom didn't just hate me after that, she declared war. And when I say war, I mean she tried to destroy my entire life. But she forgot one thing. I played dirtier. After the whole affair reveal, my family split in half. My dad filed for divorce. My mom lost her perfect wife image. And me? I thought I could just move on. Until she started attacking. First, she called my boss, told him I was emotionally unstable and threatened her. Then she emailed my landlord, saying I was a drug user who had violent outbursts. I found out because my landlord literally called like, "Hey, did you really punch a hole in your wall because your boyfriend didn't text you back?" What? Then she took it public. She made a fake Facebook post with pictures of me crying from years ago, writing, "It breaks my heart to have such a toxic daughter. Please pray for me." And the comments were full of people calling me a horrible daughter and ungrateful brat. She turned everyone against me, so I did what any normal, calm, emotionally mature adult would do. I snapped. I spent a whole night collecting every piece of evidence I had. Text messages with her lover. Screenshots of her lying to my dad. Recordings of her yelling at me. Even one video of her literally kissing the guy in a parking lot. And then I created a Google Drive, named it The Truth About My Mom, posted the link under her Facebook post. Within an hour, hundreds of comments flooded in. Half her friends deleted her. The lover's wife found it. And my mom's reputation?
Dead.
She called me screaming, "You ruined my life." And I said,
No, Mom.
"You ruined it the moment you chose lies over love." She tried to spin it again. Went on Facebook Live crying about how I fabricated everything.
But by then,
people had already seen the receipts. Someone even uploaded the parking lot video to TikTok. It went viral. The comments were brutal. This is the woman who raised her daughter to be respectful. No wonder her husband left. A week later, my dad officially moved out. My mom's friend group ghosted her. Her lover's wife filed for divorce. And my mom? She deleted all her social media and moved in with her sister 3 towns away. Meanwhile, I was finally peaceful. Until I got one last message from her. "You think you won, but you destroyed our family. You'll regret it one day." I didn't reply. Because for once in my life, I didn't feel like the bad guy. I felt freed. And why dad's happier. Started therapy. Reconnected with me. My mom? Still off the grid. Sometimes, people message me saying she's seen around town, looking like she aged 10 years overnight. And me? I started a blog. It's called How to Survive a Toxic Family. Funny how the person she tried to destroy ended up turning the pain into a platform. So, yeah, I guess I did ruin her life. But honestly, she handed me the match. I just lit it.